Let's check the news this hour. Nathan Cohns with your update.
Thank you very much, John, and good morning, everyone. No towing recommendations are currently active in 6 out of 7 counties here in the Carroll Broadcasting listening area. Several inches of snow combined with heavy winds are making travel challenging, leading to all area counties, excluding Sac County, to have a tow ban in effect. According to 511 Iowa, roads are completely covered in Audubon, Guthrie, and Greene counties. Sac, Calhoun, and Crawford counties are showing consistent partially covered roadways. Carroll County is split with partially covered roads in the northwestern half of the county and completely covered roads in the southeastern half. And general travel is not advised unless absolutely critical. You can check out current road conditions at 511ia.org. And not only can you see what the current road conditions are, you can look at images from traveling snowplows and side stationary cameras, DOT cameras on the side of the roads to check those out. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the day plays out in terms of travel, as a plow will come through an area and maybe 5 minutes later, you've got snow blowing in and creating a new drift, and the winds are so strong and consistent, it's likely going to be kind of an ongoing battle for road crews. And again, just a friendly reminder, as you heard John mention a few minutes ago, if you happen to have your car parked on city streets, not just in Carroll, but really any community here in the area, be sure to move it out of the roadways to allow the plows to move through easily. It'll save you a ticket and a potential tow. Moving on, looking elsewhere, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds discussed more of her proposed education reforms that she'd like to see implemented in Iowa during her Condition of the State address on Tuesday evening. Reynolds notes the mandate that school districts must give their special education funding to area education agencies, even if the district chooses not to utilize their services, is something of a problem to her. Iowa students with disabilities are performing below the national average, ranking 30th or worse on 9 out of 12 national assessments, all while Iowa is spending $5,300 more per pupil on special education than the national average. Reynolds says AEAs have grown well beyond their core mission of helping students with disabilities, creating a top-heavy organization with high administrative expenses.
Under my proposal, AEAs will focus solely on students with disabilities, as they should. Independent oversight will move to the Department of Education. And most importantly, school districts will now control their special education funds, meaning they will no longer be mandated to send these funds to the AEAs.
A vital education topic that has continued throughout the years is how reading is the foundation of learning, as well as being a key component of every child's success. Reynolds says children who can't read by 3rd grade are 4 times more likely to drop out of high school, yet 35% of 3rd graders in Iowa are not proficient in reading. Reynolds says in partnership with Lexia Learning, Iowa is offering elementary school teachers a free training program on the science of reading.
This program helped improve reading scores in other states, and I'm confident it will do the same here. Already, nearly 2,000 teachers and administrators have started training or are registered to start soon.
Reynolds mentions that Iowa is the only state that does not require a competency test in early literacy instruction for teacher licensure, which she says needs to change.
We're also going to require, as every other state does, that our teachers pass a nationally recognized test, and we're going to hold colleges and universities accountable by making the foundation of reading assessment a requirement for education majors to graduate. So I hope every legislator in this room will join me in making literacy a top priority in every Iowa classroom.
Reynolds says the last topic for her education reforms for now is discussing teacher pay. Reynolds says the success of kids will always depend on dedicated and quality teachers.
Tonight, I'm asking the legislature to invest $96 million in new money to increase starting pay by 50% to $50,000. And set a minimum salary of $62,000 for teachers with at least 12 years of experience. In addition, I'm allocating $10 million to a merit-based grant program that will reward teachers who have gone above and beyond to help their students succeed. These investments will put Iowa in the top 5 states for starting pay and help recruit more of the best and brightest to join the teaching profession.
Reynolds hopes to drive transformational change and to do what she says is right for Iowa children. Reynolds also says that the world will see Iowa as a state that orients its educational system to students, parents, and teachers, making Iowa's future bright. And you can find the full condition of the state address available online on our website at 1380kcim.com. And during their meeting earlier this week, the Carroll City Council gave a final approval to adjust speed zones on Grant Road near Fairview Elementary. The ordinance, which would move the start of the 25-mile-per-hour zone an additional 220 feet farther north, was first introduced during the council's December 18th meeting. Police Chief Brad Berg says they have not heard any substantial opposition to the ordinance change since that meeting. Due to the area in question being immediately adjacent to the school, as well as residential neighborhoods, safety is the driving factor behind the move. Previously, Burke noted traffic in that section was averaging close to 10.5 miles per hour over the limit every day. The council favored the move, but they did ask if drivers would have a probationary period to adjust. Burke responded saying they would be within reason, giving people time to get used to the new speed zones, but if they're 30 miles over the limit, he noted they'd still get cited. The council approved the ordinance's second reading, waived the third reading, and voted unanimously to adopt the change, making it effective immediately. However, the signs may take several weeks or longer to be moved due to the wintry weather and frozen ground. Once the signs are positioned in their new location, Burke says there will be a concerted enforcement effort to change driver habits in that area. That is going to be wrapping up your KCIM 7 o'clock news. I'm Nathan Cones reporting.
They'll be lucky to find the signs if the snow and the wind keeps up like this.
It depends. If there's not much of a windbreak, there might be no snow by the sign at all because it all blew away. It's going to be wild. If you've got... I haven't really looked at the wind directions at all. I assume it's out of the...
Straight out of the north right now.
Straight out of the north. So you're basically, if you have a large north-facing facade of your house, good luck. Another thing, and we didn't mention in the hour, as that snow blows and piles up, a few things you need to keep an eye on. It's easy to forget. A lot of folks don't even know where they're located, but furnace exhaust and intakes, be sure to check those and clear those. If they get covered, you could potentially lead to carbon monoxide poisoning. Also, where your gas regulator's at, if you have a natural gas heated home, check on those, because if those pressure vents freeze, you could lead to gas leaks, potential fires, explosions. I know no one wants to go outside. It's miserable. Go check it. It's better than your house blowing up.
Yeah, it's about a 10-second check and maybe about 3 or 4 minutes of work to uncover it. So just keep that in mind. Good tip on that. Thank you so much for that, Nathan. And by the way, I'll throw in also the fire hydrants around your area. So make sure they are uncovered as well, just in case, once again. 7:22. We're going to talk weather here coming up in a few moments.